In hundreds of interviews with homeless women over the course of 13 years, only one woman was not sexually abused as a little girl or raped as a young woman. For most of these women, home is a very scary place, a place they have fled. The shelters are ironically the first places many of them ever find safety, protection, or comfort. This is a woman's story as she told it. What isn't in this story is the fact that this woman met another woman in a shelter, and they fell in love. And through their love, they both got out of the shelter system.
Memory. December 1965. 5 years old. My mama tells me in a scary, loud, life-threatening voice to stop scratching my coochie snorter. I become terrified. I scratched it off down there. I do not touch myself again, even in the bath. I'm afraid of the water getting in and filling me up so I explode. I put band-aids over my coochie snorter to cover the hole, but they fall off in the water. I imagine a stopper, a bathtub plugged up there to prevent things from getting in. I sleep with 3 pairs of happy patterned cotton underpants under my snap-up pajamas. I still want to touch myself sometimes, but I don't. Memory. 7 years old. Edgar Montaigne, who is 10, gets angry at me and punches me with all his might between my legs. It feels like he breaks my entire self in half. I limp home. I can't pee. My mama asks me what's wrong with my coochie snorter. And when I tell her what Edgar Montaigne did to me, she yells at me and says, never to let anybody touch me down there. I try to explain that he didn't touch it, Mama. He punched it. Memory. 9 years old. I play on the bed, bouncing and falling, and impale my coochie snorter on the bedpost. I make high-pitched, screaming noises that come straight from my coochie snorter's mouth. I get taken to the hospital, and they sew it up down there from where it's been torn apart. Memory. 10 years old. I'm at my father's house, and he's having a party upstairs. Everyone's drinking. I'm playing alone in the basement, and I'm trying on my new cotton white panties and my white bra that my father's girlfriend gave me. Suddenly, my father's best friend, this big man, Alfred, comes up from behind and pulls my underpants down and sticks his big, hard penis into my coochie snorter. I scream, I kick, I try to fight him, but he already gets in. My father's there then, and he has a gun. And then there's a loud, horrible noise. And then there's blood all over Alfred and me. Lots of blood. I'm sure my coochie snorter is finally falling out. Alfred is paralyzed for life. And my mama doesn't let me see my father for 7 years. Memory. 13 years old. My coochie snorter is in a very bad place. A place of pain, nastiness, punching, invasion, and blood. It's a site for mishaps. It's a bad luck zone. I imagine a freeway between my legs and I'm traveling, going far away from here. Memory. 16 years old. There's this gorgeous 24-year-old woman in our neighborhood, and I stare at her all the time. One day, she invites me into her car. She asks me if I like to kiss boys, and I tell her that I do not like it. Then she says she wants to show me something, and she leans over and kisses me so softly on the lips with her lips, and then puts her tongue in my mouth. Wow. She asked me if I want to come over to her house, and then she kisses me again and tells me to relax, to feel it, to let our tongues feel it. She asked my mama if I can spend the night, and my mother's delighted that such a beautiful, successful woman has taken an interest in me. I'm scared and I can't wait. Her apartment's fantastic. She's got it hooked up. It's the 70s, the bees, the fluffy pillows, the mood lights. I decide right there and then that I want to be a secretary like her when I grow up. She makes a vodka for herself, and then she asks what I want to drink. I say the same as she's drinking. And she says she doesn't think my mama would like me drinking vodka. I say she probably wouldn't like me kissing girls either. And the pretty lady makes me a drink. Then she changes into this chocolate satin teddy. She's so beautiful. I always thought bodegas were ugly. I say, "You look great." She says, "So do you." I say, "But I only have this white cotton bra and underpants." Then she dresses me slowly in another satin teddy. It's lavender, like the first soft days of spring. The alcohol has gone to my head and I'm loose and ready. There's a picture over her bed of a naked black woman with a huge afro. She gently and slowly lays me out on the bed, and just as our bodies rubbing makes me come. Then she does everything to me, and my coochie snorcher that I always thought was nasty before, and wow, I'm so hot, so wild. Whew. She says, "Your vagina, untouched by man, smells so nice, so fresh, wish I could keep it that way forever." I get crazy wild. And then the phone rings, and of course, it's my mama. I'm sure she knows. She catches me at everything. I'm breathing so heavy, and I try to act normal when I get on the phone, and she asks me, "What's wrong with you? Have you been running?" I say, "No, mama, exercising." Then she tells the beautiful secretary to make sure I'm not around boys, and the lady tells her, "Trust me, there are no boys around here." Afterwards, the gorgeous lady teaches me everything about my coochie sculpture. She makes me play with myself in front of her, and she teaches me all the different ways to give myself pleasure. She's very thorough. She tells me to always know how to give myself pleasure, so I'll never need to rely on a man. In the morning, I'm worried that I've become a butch because I'm so in love with her. She laughs, but I never see her again. I realize later, she was my surprising, unexpected, and politically incorrect salvation. She transformed my sorry-ass coochie snorcher and raised it into a kind of heaven.
Here is an outrageous vagina fact from the book The Technology of Orgasm by Rachel Maines. It is illegal to sell vibrators in the following states: Alabama, Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, and Indiana. In some states, if you're caught with intent to sell, you could receive up to $5,000 in fines and face up to 3 years of hard labor. It is totally legal to sell guns in all these states. We have yet to hear of a mass murder committed with a vibrator. And an exciting update. The 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that Texas law making it illegal to sell or promote obscene devices, punishable by as many as 2 years in jail, violated the right to privacy guaranteed by the 14th Amendment.